Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we are getting into a follow-up review for the SmallRig Universal Phone Cage All-in-One Video Kit Basic, which there's different versions. This is the one that essentially comes with, don't mind if this is on here, they want to take it off because I already had it connected on it. If you want, I'm going to have the link in the description to my original review of this product. But this one comes with this basic cage here with the handles. There are other versions that come with more extra stuff, things that you can kind of add on yourself, like a light and whatnot. But as far as just these handles here come with it are part of the SmallRig um, line in terms of the brand. And this right here is actually SmallRig mount as well, top handle mount from SmallRig. I actually have this for my camera's cage, but it actually fits on here, so I use it on here as well. So I'm going to put the link in the description for that as well, just in case if that's something that you're interested in as well to go along with this. But like I said, this is a follow-up video because when I did the original review, one thing that I didn't add, which a lot of viewers and commenters started saying, was I didn't end up taking the time to put the handles on. I paused the video and I put the handles on. I didn't show how those were done because it's not hard at all, but it's just a little bit tedious. So with that being the case, I would have never guessed that that was something that a lot of people really wanted to see how that was done. So what I'm going to do here is in this video, I'm going to take off one of the handles, show you how I take it off, show you how I put it back on. But in addition to that, afterwards, I'm going to give a kind of slight or small review of the product again, in case someone's just coming to this video for the first time and they didn't have a chance to see the previous video. Because like I said, the other video now is a little bit older. So someone may not come across that one. They may come across this one and not have the full context of, okay, I just seen him put the handle on, but he didn't talk about the actual cage. So I'm going to kind of get into the cage as well. So I'm going to lay this down here. So I'm not banging up really hard because this is metal. So I don't want it to have a hard knocking surface on here. So as I mentioned before, well, I'm not even going to talk like as if we did a previous video, because I'm going to talk as this is from scratch. So these right here, what's awesome about this with the handles is it's magnetized. So those two little magnets here make it where when you put this in, it locks in like that. So you never have to worry about losing it. Now it came with one, a silver one, a stainless steel looking one for the whole rig in general, because these are add-on pieces that come in the kit. But if you just bought the cage by itself, you obviously wouldn't have these as a one, place to go into. So there's a third one that comes with the kit as well that you would use to just, just attach pieces in general. But being that this particular kit, which like I said, link's going to be in the description below, comes with the handles, you'll have this locked away in the handles, which is great. So when you're on the go, this is just a great package for that purpose. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to unscrew this right here. And then you could see here that the way this is designed here has the 3 holes, but then there's the indentations. So the indentations allow for it to fit this here, which you can see has the little indentation as well on the sides of the screw. That allows it to where even though it's using one screw, it still won't be spinning because of those indentations. Otherwise, some of the SmallRig handles that go on certain cages that don't have that setup will have 2 screwing rings, mounting rings, so that way, they won't have that where they're spinning. So I'm just going to put this off to the side real quick. Now, here's where you have these screws in here. We're just going to turn them left to loosen them up. Now, the reason why at the time I didn't do this on camera is because the aspect of this that becomes a little bit challenging. See, now I've just loosened them so you can move this up and down if you need, just to adjust the height. But I'm going to take them completely off. And the reason why I didn't show this on camera at the time was because of the fact that, so these are the components that are in it. And the reason why I didn't show it before is because of the fact that when it comes to aligning this up, as you just saw that it was able to move up and down. So I'm going to put this back on now. So the first thing we're going to put, it's not hard to do, but it's just a little tedious because you got to kind of, first you put these, both of these on into the washer. Then you're going to, what I did, I believe last time is I dropped these in first like that because it's easier. And then from this side now, you just find the holes, try to put them in and line them up. It's not, like I said, it's not hard, but it gets a little tedious because you can't see where the holes are. You just got to hope that they've aligned correctly. Okay, so they're in, but you don't want to do it too tight. See, so it's in. You don't want to do it too tight so you can move it around. So the part where this becomes a bit of an issue or becomes a little challenging is the fact that I'm going to put them in the center hole because that's what I did with the other side as well. So I'm just going to screw that. And now it's locked in. And it does it, even if the screw feels a little wobbly, the little prongs, like I showed you before, makes it where it retains without a problem. Here was the reason why I didn't do it on camera before, was because, so I lay this on a flat surface and let the handle lay where it's going to lay. And that's how I get it to align with each side. Because if you held the whole cage in your hand, these things moving, you're not going to align them correctly. So that's where it became a really big issue, and why I did it like that, making sure that they're lined up. And that's the best way I could tell you to line them up. And that way that the handles also become a stand for you when they're lined up correctly. And so now I'm just going to turn it, continue turning it to tighten it. And that's pretty much it. But like I say, you want to make sure that the surface that you on is relatively leveled, because you don't want these handles to not be at the same height, because otherwise then when you lay it down, use your handles as a stand, it's going to wobble. I don't know if they're perfectly aligned, like, as far as somebody using one of those kind of measuring tools with the liquids and this balance or the balancer, but it's enough to where it's able to stay and there's no issue. Now, jumping into a slight kind of details or review of the actual product itself now. So as far as just a grab and go setup, it's great because you do have these cold shoe mounts right here. I'm sorry for the focusing. I'm gonna turn it like this because the focusing gets lost because this handle sticks out towards us and the camera keeps trying to focus on that. So here you have two cold shoe mounts, which is great because if you need to, I wish I had something that can mount on there right now. I don't have on hand, but obviously you guys are familiar with a cold shoe mount. You see it right there on this top handle part, but obviously this wouldn't come with it. So if you bought this setup like this, you would have these two cold shoe mounts here, which is great. You could use those, obviously, for mounting, say, a light, a I'm sorry, I have a brain fart right now. A mic or any other kind of device that you want to put on there, even a monitor. I don't know if the monitors have that type of mount, but I've seen some images where there's a monitor on top. Now here, right here, if I'm not mistaken, is for wire control, to the best of my knowledge. If you have like a wire coming out the phone, and then say if it's going into something that's plugged on top, like the mic, you could then have the wire come this way. So that way it can kind of tuck inside here and it won't be all over the place. You have two cold shoe mounts on the bottom, and obviously you have the mounting holes for a tripod. Now you have 3 mounting holes up here as well. So you can actually put a mic on here. So even if you didn't have a top handle, you have the option of mounting something like that on here on the handles. And another thing that I really like about this is that the mount, once again, I'm sorry if the focusing comes out of place because of this piece right here. Let me see if I can pull this off really quickly. Okay. Just throw that right there. And here you could see too that it uses the same mounting screws. So if you happen to buy one of these, it's actually pretty cool because it uses the same mounting screws that go in. This is not specifically for this, but being a SmallRig, it's all compatible. And you can see how I was able to space them on the three, because the three are similar to the three holes down here, leaving the center one open and doing it like that. And then you can take the handle off as quick release anytime you want. So that part's great. Now, as far as the bracket, as far as the part that locks in the phone, what I like about this, here you screw it for it to open up. In comparison to these type of mounts, which are great for just, say if setting up something at home, you're not running and gunning, you put your phone in here and you put it on a tripod, one of these type of conventional types here, that's fine. If this type of hookup was in here and you were just in a studio, but if you're running and gunning, you're outside, you're holding this and you're moving around, this is so much more secure, and you know that your phone is locked in it. So that is something that I actually really like. Now, I think there's another version of this that has a more quick release, and I think it actually functions similar to this type. Uh, it's a little more expensive. I prefer this type. Now, at the time of this video, there is a Black Friday sale going on for this. Like I said, link's going to be in the description. I'm going to load this up today, which it's still just maybe an hour left of Black Friday, but I'm sure these deals might be running up until Cyber Monday. But either way, whether you don't catch the deal or not, it's still, I think, a fantastic rig. And nowadays, since everyone always has their phone with them, you're more likely to want to run and gun with this. Now that phones also, especially, are more advanced with the cameras than they ever were before. And this is universal. So if you have this rig, you're going to be able to use it for pretty much any camera, any phone that you have. And that's what's great about it. It's not specific to a certain phone. Now, they did used to make certain ones that were specific to a certain phone type that I've seen in the past. I don't know if it's because if they were SmallRig or there are other brands, but I didn't want to go with a cage like that was specific to my phone at the time, because obviously once you're done with that phone, you get a new phone. You want to be able to, um, utilize whatever current phone you have. So this is future proof in that regards. So I definitely recommend it. So you even have more mounting points here. I definitely recommend it. It's great for running and gunning. If you want to have a little setup, attach a couple of different things. You could buy yourself whatever. They have the Rode mics. You can get yourself a little lavalier setup. You can get a battery pack, whatever it is that you want to put to rack, set up your entire system on this. So I think it's definitely a great purchase. But like I said, the main purpose of this was a follow-up video to show everyone how to put on the handles. I hope this was helpful. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.